Hello, everyone, and welcome to Forgotten Realities. This is going to be the first episode of the Saga of Dreams and Secrets, a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons campaign set in Exandria. However, I do want to stress that this campaign is in no way canon to the events of Critical Role campaigns 3. However, we do use the lore from campaigns 1 and a little bit from campaign 2, the same place that you would find in Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. We thank you all for joining us here during our first episode, our premiere episode. However, we will not be interacting with chat. A couple of us will be keeping an eye out, but we will put most of our focus into providing a entertaining story and having fun, and getting immersed in this game and in this world. But yes, we hope you all enjoy. If you enjoy the music that we are using during our stream, there is a purchase link either in the description if you're watching on YouTube, or attached to my Twitch page if you're watching on Twitch. And you can buy the music that we're using if you scroll down to the bottom of that link. But I think that is all of our announcements. So, I thank you all for joining, and please become lost in our forgotten reality. Limitless realities expand and churn unknowingly before your very eyes. Yet each mind experiences its own. For all of you, your reality is quite clear. It's fall during the year 841 PD in the biting north of Exandria. 2 years after the King Dwendal of the Dwendalian Empire passed quietly in his sleep, and the ascension of his eldest son, Aedes. However, life for you remains unchanged. You're used to the cold and bittersweet. A gentle snow falls over the waking town of Palebank Village. The residents of this remote coastal community are beginning to stoke their morning fires and gather their furs for the cold they will face outside. Orok, Centaur, and Kifik, at this time the three of you are likely stirring in your rooms you've purchased for the night at a location within the only inn in town called the Cold Drink. Jack, can you please introduce yourself, your character, give us a little description, and tell us what we can find you doing in this moment? You're muted still.
He's muted.
You see about a 6'8", medium build orc, about 30-ish years old, no hair, pointy-ish ears, kind of flat but pointy, yellow greenish eyes, and he's wearing leather armor with black boots. He has a long sword at his side and a long bow on his back. And you can find him in the tavern, just playing Three Dragon Ante with whoever he can find that would be willing to play with him.
There are a couple older gentlemen who have woken up early for breakfast to take you up on your offer. Centaur, Dylan, could you please describe your character, introduce yourself, and what your character is doing this morning?
So I am a rock gnome. I am sitting in a dark corner, perhaps, probably just eating breakfast. Taking a look at me, I have the short, scruffy hair that's completely unkempt, with a large scar from my top left of my temple all the way down to the bottom right of my jaw, cutting off a part of my nose, actually. I almost have a 5 o'clock shadow, and it looks like I haven't slept for days. Otherwise, he's just keeping to himself.
quietly in your room in the cold drink, we move on to Kifik. Kyle, please describe yourself, your character, and what we find you doing this morning.
Of course. As you move to one of the rooms, you notice a very short, kind of grisly looking dwarf. He's got a beautiful brown beard with long flowing hair that he's currently tying up into a man bun as he sets his helmet over his head. His piercing emerald green eyes are looking at his very empty, almost empty bag of gold. He is he's kind of needing money at this current point. You notice in his beard there is a white streak that runs on the left side up his mustache, and he grabs his shield and he starts to head down towards the tavern.
Okay, you exit your room into the hallway. We pull out from there. Coming outside, there's still just that gentle snowfall that is falling on the town of Palebank. Approaching from the south, we see a figure trudging through the snow towards the south gate of Palebank. Bravar, Andy, can you describe what your character looks like and what you're doing at this moment?
Yeah, so you see about a 5'10", black scraggly hair, pretty skinny dude, covered in just black, wearing a black cloak. He has his hood up, like brown dark eyes, and you can just tell he is on a look of pure mission. Like, this guy is on a Kill Bill, like, dialed in, ready for rage. His name's Bravar Shady Cloak, goes full name Bravar Shindo, and he's coming from Shady Creek Run to avenge and get revenge for the murder of his parents. He's trying to get revenge on the Mardoon and Trebane family who conspired. So he is just full throttle. He's going in, entering, looking for the nearest tavern to find information on where some Trebane and Mardoon family members are right now.
Okay. A man on a mission, trudging through the snow through the north gate. You approach the closed gate, Bravar, and you get within 10 feet of it. You don't see anybody. Gate's still closed. What do you do?
I'm gonna like climb over it.
It's a 10-foot tall wooden, like, spiked wall. Like, imagine like if logs were stacked up against each other and like carved into points at the top. You could try to scale it if you want to.
Yeah, Bravar, he's not being stopped by this gate. He's known for climbing and doing feats of dexterity, so
Go ahead and
might
make
as well
an
try.
acrobatics or athletics check, your choice.
Okay.
Ooh, first roll.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Oh crap! 16.
16. You get a running start and leap up onto the wall, and you manage to grab your hands around like the top, where the spikes are, and you're like attached to the wall, but it's like the top is covered with snow and ice, and your hands slip free, and you fall back down to the ground. You hear the creaking of wood, and from the other side of the wall, a head pops over, helmeted, human, with looks like he's holding a spear. Says, "Oi, what are you doing down there?"
Bravar Yosef says, "Let me in. I need in right now."
Traveling from where?
From Shady Creek Run. I'm here on urgent business. I need to be let in right now.
He kind of raises an eyebrow a little bit. Well, what is that business? Can't let you in until I know.
I'm gonna do a deception. Say I'm here on behalf of a trade. I'm here doing business.
Okay. Go ahead, roll deception.
Okay. Bro. I just wanted. Oh, sweet. 23.
Oh, wow. He says, "Ah, businessman. I like that. We always need more merchants in this town. Oi, open the gate." A couple seconds go past before you hear a loud chunk. Probably some sort of sliding mechanism on the other side of the gate before it starts to creak open on rusty hinges. You see kind of a younger guard who's kind of opening it. The younger one seems to be posted at like a small lookout right near the gate, a little platform. But you enter through the gate into Palebank Village. The rest of you gather your things in your room and eventually make it outside. You all finally feel the snow gently falling from the sky and the cold wind that bites your cheeks as you all notice a fairly large procession of people dressed in dark funeral garb walking behind a wagon carrying an intricately carved closed stone casket. All of you see this from your various positions wherever you are at the moment. And whether it be out of curiosity or consolation, each of you eventually find yourself standing in the graveyard of Palebank Village. The sun is low in the sky from the sunrise, growing just behind the fresh grave of Ergon Wenth, a well-known local and old dwarf who caught some sort of disease or curse that eventually did him in. The folk of the village have gathered to pay their final respects to Ergon's frozen remains. All of you kind of take a glance and look around the space. You see dwarven families here sobbing, crying quietly. You see human families paying respect to the local adventurer. A couple smaller elven families doing the same. And there's a myriad of other adventurers just giving condolences to the renowned folk hero that was Ergon Wenth. You all kind of look around and notice each other, for better or worse. What do you do, all of you?
I would keep my distance. I would eye each and every person here.
Brandon starts he approaches the person who looks like the biggest criminal or something and starts asking them about whereabouts of the Treban or Mardoon family.
Let's have you make a perception check.
Nine.
9?
Yeah.
You don't see anybody that looks especially like shady, but you see this kind of gruff-looking orc figure who's at the procession, not super far away.
All right, I approach him.
Okay.
And I just approach him.
You see a cloaked human approaching from your flank.
I'll turn around and say, "Hello, I noticed you coming up from behind me."
Greetings. I'm curious if you know anything about the whereabouts of any Mardoon or Treban family or gatherings or anything like that in this town.
Can I do a history check?
You can roll a history check. Yeah.
17?
17? As far as his question goes, you don't know of any gatherings, but what you do know is that the names that this guy is throwing around are not names that should be thrown around in public. Uh, the names that he just tossed out are like people you don't want to mess with. If you hear their names, then that usually means that some pretty bad stuff's gonna happen pretty soon, if it hasn't already.
Do I possibly hear this conversation going on?
Make a perception check as well.
Ooh, 7.
7? You don't. You're kind of behind this figure. You don't hear what he says, and you can't really catch his mouth. So you do not.
Yeah.
I'll just respond to this man that just came up, and I'll just whoa. These are not. Let's go somewhere quieter. We should not be talking about this here.
Something like, I have no fear of these heathens. They deserve no secrecy. They don't deserve to hide in their shadows. But if you only talk in private, then I'll talk in private. So, I guess I don't know if we go talk in private.
You guys are standing in a small cemetery that's pretty clear, pretty open.
Okay.
You guys could like walk away from the crowd of people a little bit, like out of earshot, but like out of eye line is gonna be tricky.
Nah, yeah, I just mean like let's corner of the cemetery away.
Got it. Okay. I'll say that Centaur and Kifik, the two of you clock two. It looks like two people who were attending the service have taken to their own conversation.
Quite intriguing.
Although I will say that there are several other smaller conversations that are happening around the cemetery as well.
I'll take. I was holding on to my amulet. I'll let go of my amulet and the prayer that I was saying for Urgon. And I'm just gonna kind of keep an eye. I don't recognize this hooded figure. I recognize the tall orc fellow. We've been in the tavern for long, but this new cloaked fellow, I don't know about him. He's new and he seems to drive conversations. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on him for just while they have their conversation.
Okay. So the two of you kind of make your way a little ways away from the group. Centaur, you were saying?
Is there many half orcs around in this place?
I'll use your perception check from earlier. There's not a bunch of half orcs, no.
But the one I did notice.
He's a full orc actually.
Full orc. I would actually like to make my way over to them without them noticing.
Go ahead and just make a stealth check.
Oh, I'm rolling bad. 14.
14. There's snow on the ground, so it's a little hard to move quietly. We'll see. We'll get to that in just a second. Meanwhile, the two of you are a little ways away from out of earshot. What do you guys start talking about?
So I asked, like, why did you want to be private?
Well, I know these are names that should be careful of being said aloud. I know nothing of what you are talking about.
Oh, okay, thank you. And then I leave the conversation.
As you turn and leave, you see that inching closer, there's a gnome who's kind of started to make his way towards you guys, away from the cemetery.
Oh, can I do also? So this was a funeral, right?
Yeah.
Is there any like religious stuff going on?
You can make a perception check.
Okay.
We love perception checks.
Oh, 8.
8. You see a dwarf not far away who looks to have been praying, but aside from that, not really.
Yeah, I kind of disregard the gnome. He's getting closer, and I kind of want to go talk to the dwarf.
Okay. Orok, you notice this gnome as well.
Just stop. I'll turn around surprised and just say, "Well, hello there."
I said, oh, hello. May I possibly by chance ask what you two were talking about?
Are you still there, Bravar?
I
He's
no,
like
I went to go talk to
He's
the.
like walking
Oh.
away.
Yeah, I went to go talk to the dwarf.
You know, I'm not really sure. He was saying some names, asking about people. You should go ask him. You might be able to help him. I wasn't able to help him, and he just turned around and left.
What kind of names?
Oh my god, I didn't get it.
Martina Trebanes.
No, that's what the Trebane family.
At that moment, you see my eyes go wide, and I thank you. Thank you for telling me that.
Why? Why? What?
No particular reasons. After gathering that information, I would like to follow this orc around.
Okay. So, Bravar, you approach this dwarf. Kifik, you see a human approach you from your left.
Can I help you?
Greetings. I couldn't help but notice you praying with an amulet. What were you? What was that all about?
Just something that I do.
Do you do
Anyway.
it for? I inquire. Like, do you do it? Is it part of some religion, or what do you do it for?
It's, well, to tell you the truth, it was my mother's religion, but I follow it now. Do you
What religion
need
is
something?
it? Yeah, I'm curious about your religious practice. I'm just looking for, you know, I'm religiously curious, so I just couldn't help but want to ask about it.
Well,
I don't know if I have to do
I'm-
like a persuasion check or something.
I'm a little knowledgeable on religion. Maybe I could help you. What are you looking for?
What's the one your mom practiced?
I don't really like to say. It's
Centaur and Orok, have you guys been approaching these other two? Or are you
Yeah.
still keeping your distance?
I'm keeping my distance and trying not to be spot once again.
I'll just kind of slowly follow him.
Okay.
Can I do like a persuasion? Can I do a persuasion check on another player?
So persuasion checks between players is kind of iffy.
Okay.
It's kind of all in the role play when it comes to player versus
Okay.
player interactions.
What's your name again?
Kifik.
Kifik. Listen, my name's Bravar. I'm going through
Right.
a tough time in my life right now, man. And
Right.
oh, by the way, I speak Dwarvish, by the way. So
This is
I'm speaking
as a
Dwarvish.
shock to me as I realize that you're speaking in Dwarvish. I'm gonna
Yeah.
continue
So,
speaking in Dwarvish now.
Yeah. So I'm looking to learn, man. Like, I know it might be tough, but I get it. Can you tell me about it?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I'm kind of not supposed to tell anyone about it, but I'll let you know. If knowledge is what you seek, then maybe you and I could travel together. I'm looking for knowledge
Okay.
too, and maybe we'll end up in the same spot. Could be helpful.
I think I'd like that very much, Kithik. First, though, I have to kill the son of a bitches who killed my parents. So,
I'm sorry, what?
if you're willing to wait for that, I have to kill the people who killed my parents first before I can travel anywhere with you. If I'm being straightforward. So,
Oh,
if you're willing to wait for that,
oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
okay.
Sure. Meet me at the cold drink later on. We can talk from
Okay.
there. And then Kifik is gonna kind of just eye up and down this human again, one more time. And now Kifik kind of notices the orc and the gnome, and he's just gonna turn and leave back towards the cold drink inn.
Okay. As you start kind of leaving, you see a figure is kind of approaching towards the four of you who are kind of often separated. A gruff voice kind of speaks softly from behind all of you. Thank you all for attending Ergon's service. You all turn and meet the gaze of a weathered, retired elf ranger. A black and white pin on his cloak symbolizes his role as the leader of the village. I am Elro Aldatar. I'm sorry to speak of dark tidings under such circumstances, but I believe that Palebank might be in a bit of a pickle, and I'm hoping, as I presume you all adventurers, you can help.
Sure. I mean, I know this is kind of shallow, but is there money involved? Kind of
Yes, yeah.
just strapped for cash and would really help.
Of course. Very straight
The
to
Mardoon
business.
the Mardoon and Trebane family are involved. I'll help.
His eyes dart to you, and his eyebrows kind of shoot up, and he says, I do not know if they are involved in any of the dealings or issues here in Palebank, and I do not hope they are. He kind of furrows his eyebrows. I'm sorry. Who are you?
I'm Bravar Shady Cloak, and I'm here to kill Trebane and Mardoon family members. And then I just say that with like a gaze, and it's like my character Braver has a gaze where it's like he's like looking at you, but he's like not looking at you. Like he's looking at something in the distance, but it's like a determined, like hard stare.
Bravar Shady Cloak. He kind of repeats your name out loud to himself. He kind of squints, and he looks to the other two of you who haven't said anything.
And what kind of work? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Palebank has a number of issues as of late. A pair of frost iguanas have built a den not far from the docks, just outside the north gate. They haven't caused any issues yet, but I worry that the beasts may endanger fishermen in the future, and I want the creatures dealt with. If you choose to take on this job, I will reward the group or whatever you are. 50 gold pieces for each frost iguana head that you return to Palebank.
Man.
Additionally, he kind of looks at Bravar again with a knowing look, and he says, "A recent string of robberies and break-ins have occurred in Palebank in the last week. I'm worried that these may be the actions of skilled thieves, or worse yet." He locks eyes with you, Bravar, and says, "An agent of a better connected criminal organization. These criminals have been roughing up and doing petty thievery for the last week. If they can be found, or any information gathered on them, I will reward the group 25 gold pieces. Or if you apprehend an individual who you have evidence conspired in these actions, I will reward you 50 gold pieces. However, there's a more pressing issue at hand, if you're willing to take it up. 2 months ago, Ergon returned home after exploring Eiselcross for a year. He had been back for only a few days when he came down with a strange affliction which made the dwarf stiff and slow and caused blue veins to appear on his body. The village priests of Moradin and Corlon used every spell they could muster to attempt to heal Ergon, but nothing they tried could stop the malady. Ergon battled the affliction for weeks before finally succumbing to it, tragically. I believe this to be a localized incident until Tulgi Lutan, a dwarf trapper, began showing signs of the same illness. I tried to talk to Tulgi about it, but she pushed me away. The glass blades that I command in the village are better known for their combat ability rather than their ability to discover the truth of specific situations. I ask that all of you speak to Tulgi, get her to open up about her illness. She distrusts me and any other authorities in general. You all may be better suited to speak with her than me. If you can get to the bottom of this situation and discover where the sickness has come from, I will agree to offer your group 100 gold pieces in return.
100, you say? I mean, that's more than enough. I say we do it.
I don't mean to interrupt you, sir, but frankly, I do not know these people.
Which people?
As I gesture to the other three that are here.
Right.
His eyebrows kind of furl. Oh, I had presumed that several of you were acquainted. He kind of glances between all of you. His offer still stands. That doesn't change his offer.
Bravar kind of thinks to himself. He's not Bravar says, "I'm not concerned with money. I'm only concerned with information concerning the Trebane and Mardunes, and I would do the second task you ask of us, but the other, your money does not. The money does not convince me whatsoever."
He kind of lifts his chin a little and he says, "What business do you have with these families that you speak of?"
Oh, I squint very hard at him as he says that.
I say pretty straight up, where it's they killed my parents, and they shall face the wrath that they have incurred. And then that's it. Just
we'll be
hard
keeping an eye
stare.
on you, Bravar Shady Cloak. He glances at the other three of you and he says, "I don't know if this means you're all in agreement."
Well, I could use money, so I'm willing to work.
I'm with the orc, and I'll say that in orcish.
Nice.
Uh, I'm in for now.
Well, I don't have a contract specifically written up for the occasion, but I will consider the four of you a group. If you can gather any information about a criminal or multiple criminals in Palebank, I shall give the four of you a total of 25 gold pieces to split amongst yourselves. If you can apprehend the individual or individuals involved, I shall give you 50 gold pieces per person captured.
Well,
And he kind of
that sounds
he
fair.
looks a little more he looks a little less laid back than he did 2 minutes ago when he started this conversation with the presumed adventurers he thought he was talking to. But now he seems a little more on edge, as he seems to be talking to a hitman of some sort. But he seems to have made this offer in good faith.
Kind of Braveheart kind of looks around at everybody and says, "I don't care where you guys came from, but as long as you help me on this quest, I'll work with you in every way that you may need."
Sounds good.
So I kind of just say that to everybody, basically like saying like, "Oh, yeah, I'll work with you guys."
Deal.
I'll work with you.
I'll take it.
Good, Elro. Elro says, "Well, if you discover anything, you can meet with either of the chiefs at the garrison, or you can find me in the garrison. Until then, thank you for attending this service." And he kind of does a gentle bow, and he turns back and heads back towards several of who you presume to be Ergon's family members or acquaintances.
Well, I suppose we should all get acquainted.
Yeah.
I'm Kifik Thundermaw. I already know you, Bravar.
Yes, I met two of you. I'm Braveheart Shady Cloak. I've stated my business here pretty clearly.
Well, I'm Orok Ogle. Yeah, I'm ready to get working with you guys.
I'm Centaur. I'll keep my last name to myself.
All right, so what's everybody doing? You guys are in Palebank Village, sort of off to the eastern exterior on the outside of the wall, actually, if you followed the funeral procession towards the cemetery.
Can I put this here?
Yeah, I don't care. Oh,
And you guys are all together now, the four of you, having made this weird, out of nowhere agreement. But you know that you have to find some supposed criminals.
Since I'm probably a little more aware of this area, do I possibly know where scum possibly hang around more than usual?
Make a, let's say, a history check.
I've rolled under 5 so far. Oh wait, that's an 18.
Yeah, that was a really good
Shows
roll.
me 5. 19.
Okay, 19. You know that Palebank Village is a pretty small town. It's not really like it's a new town. It's like pretty much all the buildings are like log cabins or like tents or sort of that sort of thing. There really isn't like districts to the town or anything of that nature. It's just like cabins all kind of bunched together in a couple blocks. There's not a lot of places to hide, if that's what you're looking for.
Well, I was more or less looking for, like, do ruffians more or less stick to a certain area when they go drinking or anything like that?
There's really only one or two places to go drinking, so not really.
Alrighty then.
Since Bravar's like a former, like he's like a thief, can I do like a history check on like what I think like a thief would do, or like ways to catch a thief? I don't know.
Could I do that as well?
Sure. Both of you can make history checks. Bravar, I'll say you with advantage.
Okay. 19.
19?
14.
14. Okay. Orok, you're not quite familiar with this town, so you're not quite sure. Bravar, on the other hand, you know that criminals usually like to try to hide near exits. So if you wanted to narrow your search, you could look near the gates, close to either of the gates, or maybe near the stables if you're for another idea. With a 19, I'll also say that if so, Elro told you that there have been a string of robberies and break-ins. You know that if they haven't been caught yet, that they're probably fairly skilled for having gotten away with it so many times in such a small town.
So yeah, Bravar says to the group, "Listen, guys, I'm pretty skilled at this type of stuff. I know how thieves think and work. I think first we should check the gates, we should check the stables, and another thing to keep in mind as we go about this is these are pros. These guys know what they're doing, just from what I've heard, from my experience. So we should keep that in mind while we're doing this search. But I suggest that's where we all start."
Sounds good.
Thief knows better than anyone.
Let's just say I'm a pretty good thief.
Okay.
So let's just say that.
Where are you guys going
As
to
you
begin
say
your
that,
search?
I'm gonna hold on to my gold a little bit closer to my hand. Just keep it a little bit closer to myself.
Okay,
Fair.
so where are you guys going to begin your search?
Well, I mean, before we actually just leave, we could ask where the robberies took place. See if anybody saw anything.
That's true.
You know, the best source of information is probably a tavern. And
Sure.
I'm quite cold, and I could use a drink.
Well, I'm down.
I like you.
Well,
Okay.
should we head to a tavern? Or
Yeah,
Sure.
let's go
Like
back to the
cold
cold
drink.
drink. Yeah,
Yeah,
get a nice cold drink.
but you just said you were cold.
Hey,
of the cold drink.
Okay, so you guys the four of you now, eventually make your way back to the Cold Drink Inn and Tavern, pushing through the front door, kicking the snow off of your boots. The warm interior greets you. The room itself is about 30 feet by 40 or 50 feet. There's a bar at the far end with about 5 or 6 chairs, and there's about 7 or 8 tables set up with chairs to accommodate probably about two dozen people at its busiest. There's only about 2 or 3 people in here at the moment having breakfast. But a couple of you know that a door on the other side of the room goes into a hallway that leads into the rooms for everyone. But you guys are in the tavern. It seems pretty quiet still in the morning. Most people are out still at the funeral, paying their respects.
Make sure it's sent.
I'm just gonna head straight up to the bar and kind of hop up onto the stool.
Okay.
Short little legs.
I'll come up right behind him and climb up the chair.
I'll walk up as well.
An elderly dwarf with a long braided white beard, completely bald except for just these small little patches of like gray hair on the top of his head, walks up onto like a step on the other side of the bar for dwarves to stand at a normal height on the other side, and he says in a raspy voice, "What can I get the lot of you this morning?"
You know what? 3 ales. And
Do
I'll
you want-
toss down.
Do you want the house special or the normal one?
You know what? House special.
All right.
Feeling good today.
All right. Good. We love to start our morning with a cold lick. And he takes a bottle that says Cold Lick House Ale with a picture of it looks like a blue lizard with blue flames drawn onto the bottle. And he pours the drink. It looks like this lightish blue lemonade almost. He scoops some snow out of a bucket and puts it into your cup. And slides it across to you, and he says, 7 copper pieces for that mug there, mate.
I'll toss him a silver and just tell him to keep it.
Thank you. Tell me how it tastes.
Right. And I'll basically chug half of it right away.
It is extremely cold. Cold enough where as you drink it, your tongue and your like neck goes numb. Like you can't feel your tongue after a couple swigs.
Oh.
And you physically have to like stop and like, wow.
You see, as I'm breathing out, there's literal frost and like steam coming out from my mouth. Bloody hell, that's really good. Whew.
House made.
I'll take 2 more, please.
Coming right up.
I'm in and say, "Yeah, I'll get 2 of those too."
At your service. 4 drinks are poured. It's 14 copper pieces for each of you if you're ordering 2, which equates to 1 silver and 4 copper.
I'll only have 1 normal ale, sir.
1 normal ale is 4 copper. You all order drinks.
How much gold is that?
You can just take 1 gold away, give yourself 9 silver and 6 copper.
Sorry, what was the normal ale price?
For just a normal ale, 4 copper pieces.
Hmm.
But you guys are in the tavern. You all have your drinks now, for better or worse at this early time of day.
Hopefully your lot don't get drunk off of drinking too much. We have an investigation to do.
That is true.
Yeah, I look at him and say, "I'm getting extremely drunk right now." And there's no investigation that could stop that.
Drunk. I'm taking some of this to go, and I'm gonna pour out my water canteen and start to try to fill up my canteen with the other 2 drinks that I bought.
You definitely spill some, but you can
That's
fill
okay.
it. All right.
Perfect.
Drink mine.
Yeah, I think I try to chug as much as I try to chug it, but I can't do it all.
Auric,
So
Yeah.
you seem kind of familiar. I mean, yes, I've seen you around here, but I feel like I recognize you. Where are you from?
Give me a second. I'm from Baroftkra. You
Really?
look familiar too. Why? Where are you from?
I'm actually from the Dunrock Mountains, just south of Baroftkra. You might know my brother, maybe, or my sister. Thundermaul is the last name. You might know Thrain or Mira. Maybe, possibly.
I haven't.
Ah, well. Don't cross Mira. She'll want to fight you.
What about Thrain? Anything about her?
Thrain, he's just a member of the guard. That's all.
Oh. Yeah, I have 4 siblings, but we don't all get along and all that. Some of us do, but
Well,
it happens.
right. I know that.
What brings you here from Baroftkra? Or outside of Baroft?
Well, to put it simply, my mother. She she had a mission, and she never got to complete it.
So are you going to complete it for her?
Well, that's the hope. And I'm just gonna chug the rest of my ale. Try to cut this conversation a little short. I don't.
Okay. In the meanwhile, can I have Bravar and Centaur please make perception checks?
I've definitely been drinking. I have not stopped. I'm trying to drink my pain away right now. So I'm definitely.
Okay. Never
I'm
mind.
definitely
You don't-
inhibited
You
right
don't
now.
have to roll then.
No,
I'm
you
definitely
should.
inhibited. No, I'll roll. I'll just do a disadvantage.
Okay. Centaur, what did you get?
Total of 5. I simply just do not care.
Oh, yeah.
13.
13?
Or wait, what? How does disadvantages? You take the lowest one, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, 13.
Okay. Alright, never mind.
Yeah, I keep drinking.
Okay, so the 4 of you are just... One of you is drowning your sorrows. The other 2 of you are reminiscing. The Centaur's just enjoying himself. Remind me, why did you guys come here again?
To get a drink? Well, to look for information. I would like to ask the barkeep if he knows anything about the robberies that have been happening past week. What he's heard, at least.
He leans over to you and he says, I personally, I haven't seen all that much because I've been working here most days. But what I hear is that there's 2. There's a woman and there's a man that are roughing people up, taking coin. A couple people a day, it seems like. Usually, from what I've heard, it's usually around here actually, or outside the temples sometimes as well.
Uh,
Sometimes near the docks, I think I heard a few.
height? Do we know if they're
Uh,
possibly...
he thinks to himself. I think I was told that the woman was a bit shorter. No, she usually wears like dark clothing. I can't really see much else about her, but she's short.
Short,
Short
like-
for a human, not like a halfling or anything like that. Maybe like dwarfish height. The guy, he's a bit bigger. He's a bit meaner though. He does a little bit more physical interactions with the people he roughs up.
Could acts like a orc as I turn and look at the orc.
Oh, I don't. That seems a little prejudiced to me, but I don't. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Like a criminal.
I'll turn around and ask. Do you know about what time that these tend to happen?
I think usually in the morning or in the afternoon. Either right before dark or right when the sun comes up. His eyebrow twitches for a second. He says, "Actually, come to think of it, right about now."
As he says that, I'm going to look around the room and see if there's a pair of people here, a male and female, possibly one short.
Roll. I'll allow all of you to roll a perception check.
Yeah, I'm still rolling with disadvantage.
Okay. Braveheart,
Ooh.
making a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god, okay. Oh sweet, 19.
19. You managed to get through your second ale, and you're only a bit buzzed.
Sweet. Oh, okay, so I'll just do a regular perception check.
So what did everybody get?
4.
6.
4, 6,
15.
15,
Natural 1.
natural 1.
I know.
15. So, Kifik, you're lost in thought. Bravar, you're definitely a little bit tipsy. You're lost in the sauce. Centaur, you as well, just not paying attention for whatever reason. I will say this, however, all three of you notice that there are 3 other people in the tavern with you. There are 2 people sitting at a table together eating breakfast, and there is an older gentleman sitting alone by himself. It looks like reading a book. 15, Orok, you notice that the 2 people who are eating breakfast are they appear to be like adventurers. Like they're both wearing like armor and like equipment. In like one of them has a cloak. But it looks to be also I'll say with a 15, it looks like a couple.
I talk to the bartender and I inquire about the temples. So I say, you mentioned some temples that are getting robbed. What kind of temples are those?
Oh, not the temples themselves are being robbed, but like followers of the temple have been robbed or roughed up near and around the temples. But there is 2 temples in town. There is the temple of the Allhammer, and there's a temple of the Archheart.
What was the second one I asked?
The Archheart.
Okay. Braveheart just kind of, literally just says nothing and just kind of stares at him and nods.
Okay. Any more drinks for you, gentlemen?
I'm okay, thank you.
I'll pat
No,
my
thank
giant
you.
dwarvish belly. I'm all good.
All right.
Braveheart tries to. Braveheart, like, with stealth, tries to, like, sleight of hand his coppers he spent back.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. I'm gonna say with disadvantage.
Oh, crap.
Do I
crud.
possibly see this?
Everyone else can roll a perception check against his sleight of hand check to try to see it.
Oh, you
Crap.
gotta be kidding me, man. I need new dice.
Just one under
Okay.
15.
11.
Oh, that was one.
Centaur, yeah, you do see him. 11,
Oh.
you say?
Yeah.
Let me look at this dwarf's stat block real quick.
I need new dice. I rolled another natural one.
Uh,
I'm gonna switch.
Yeah, you successfully slide back. I'll say you get back 4 copper pieces.
I take out a dagger and I put it next to your side and I say put it back.
I just kind of look at him and say, "Sir," and then I stealthily, I just try to hide. I try to hide in the room somewhere.
I literally have your dagger right sticking
I'm gonna
out
say
here.
you're not gonna be able to hide
Yeah.
in this instance.
Oh, okay. I'll do
Runs
a
under a
deception.
table.
Oh, I can't do a deception check on him. I look at him and I say, "Sir, I have no quarrel with you. I am in a tough situation where I lack funds. I'm poor and I can barely afford to."
I thought just
to
a
pay
little
my
bit ago
meal.
you said you didn't worry about money.
No, I said I wasn't persuaded by money, but I got to keep it somehow.
But yet you want to stoop so low to the people that you're hunting.
Yeah, at the moment I murder somebody's parents right in front of their eyes is when I stoop to the level of the people I'm hunting. So, yeah.
Listen,
That's not how it works.
fellas.
The bearded barkeep has been like cleaning a mug this whole time and is like frozen now and is like side eyeing you guys.
I say, listen, buddy. We're listen. What I do with my time has nothing to do with you. We don't need to start any trouble here.
It is my time
We
when
just
you're
need to
trying to
work it.
steal from somebody.
This is my money. I gave it to him.
You just in payment for your drink.
Yeah, which didn't even get me drunk. So the
Which
way I see it,
means
I'm the one
it's-
who got robbed.
Well, you didn't buy enough. And you did give him your money, so it's his.
Sir. Well, I forgot his name. What's your name again?
Centaur.
Dang, why can't I do I can't do a deception check. Centaur, listen, we can hammer this out in the future. I have this money in my pocket. I don't want to give it back.
I'm telling you to give it back.
I'll ask why. I'll tell him if you can convince me to give this back and give me a reason to, I will do it.
Kifik and Orok roll perception.
$21.
A 2.
Kifik, you're still in your own little world. Orok, you notice that the couple eating breakfast has stopped eating and is paying very close attention to the conversation between Centaur and Bravar.
Let's just say I don't like thieves and people who don't pay for the things that they're supposed to pay for.
And I say, let's just say I don't like trash beer that doesn't get me drunk.
You're
It's
the one that
wasting my
paid
money.
for it.
Yeah, and I'm the one who took it back too. Can I try to run away again?
The same bartender says from not far away, I'll let it slide this time, but if it happens again, I'm calling the glass blades.
I kind of look at
I can
Centaur with
spare
like a
few
look of
copper
like.
pennies. And he kind of looks at
I
Braveheart.
kind of look at him with like a ha ha, I got away with it type of look.
As you say that, or as you give me that look, you see almost the sense of I'm prepared to stab you, and I will if you walk away from this.
Yeah, I try to run away again. I don't know what to tell you.
I guess
Yeah,
as you get up,
I'm kind of fed up with this. Like, I want to just run away. Like, I'm out of here. I don't want to get stabbed.
Are you doing anything, Centaur? Are any of you doing anything as Braveheart abruptly stands from his seat at the bar?
Where do you think you're going?
I say, away from this guy's dagger in my chest.
You have a dagger to his chest?
You guys turn and see that he's kind of like pointing a knife.
All right.
As I turn and look at the dwarf, and I say, it's because he took this fine gentleman, as I point at the barkeep, took his money.
Oh
Yeah, and I say
God.
the bartender doesn't even care. He said he's fine with letting it slide. I don't see.
I'm gonna hop off my seat and I'm gonna walk up and I'm just gonna move the dagger down from his chest and I'm gonna pull out 4 copper pieces and smack them right on the bar. Look, if money is all we're fighting over, let's just go kill something. Remember Elroy told us about those frost iguanas? We could go kill those and get 50 gold. Then we don't have to worry about any money.
I'm not just fighting for money, I'm fighting for justice here.
And then I look at him, I say, look, we have something in common. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Your self-indulgence for bloodlust is justice.
Well, the moment you have your parents murdered in front of your face, you can say the same thing, I guess. But till then, back off my case.
I'm gonna grab him by the shirt, and I'm gonna say, "We get it. Your parents are dead." All right.
And I'm gonna say, oh, "Jeez, okay, dude. Hey, sorry. It's just kind of a traumatic thing that happens. Kind of fucked me up.
We all have trauma. My brother watched my mother die. Okay? We all understand. Now, it's no way to behave. I've already paid the barkeep. Let's just get out of here. And I'm going to shove him, and I'm just going to walk out the door.
Yeah, and I go, I couldn't agree more. And then I walk out with him.
I will just walk out as well.
Okay. I'll put my dagger away, but I make sure I walk behind the human this whole time.
You're the last one out. The 4 of you walk back outside into the snow. What do you do?
I suggest we go check out these temples, or these people who are getting robbed, like the temple goers.
I agree. I think we should hurry because, as we were told, they happen about now. So maybe catch them in the act.
Fine.
Should we possibly split up due to the fact that we could go to the temples, but they could be striking at the fishery at the docks?
Bravar, who just had this guy hold a dagger to him, says, "Yes, I would love to split up. Specifically, not be in his group."
Actually, I think that's a perfect idea, and I'm gonna move next to Auroch and say, Auroch and I will head to the fishing. We'll head to the docks. You two head to the temple.
Braveheart just kind of like looks at him, and I mean, I can't really. Okay, nothing really can do.
Okay, so we're splitting the party.
Yeah.
All right.
I,
So
I would like to say I would prefer to go to the docks. I know them a little bit better.
And I say, guys, I think one of you should switch with him so he can go to the docks. He knows them way better, Would totally help the party.
I'm gonna eye Auric up and down with his over 6 feet visage. I'm sorry to say it, but you might be the best bet to go with our little thief here.
I'll go with.
Sweet.
okay. So who's on Team Docs?
Me.
Okay, Centaur and Kithik. And then Team Temple is Bravar and Orok. Okay. I love splitting the party on episode 1. Okay. So, we will start with the temples first, since that's closer. Orok and Bravar, you guys, the two of you, start heading, just kind of meandering about town. Bravar, you've never been here before, so you don't really know where the temples are, but Orok, you maybe know where they are. So you kind of lead down the streets through the blocks to where you're pretty sure the temples are, and you do find the Temple of the Allhammer. It is still it looks like it's kind of closed up. Or at least the doors are closed. It doesn't appear closed up, but the doors are closed. There doesn't appear to be a lot of activity at the moment.
Are there any no activity at all around, streetwise?
Make a perception check.
16.
Oh, nat 1, 3.
Ooh.
Nat 1 and 16. 16, I mean, there's a couple people who are, leaving their cabins for the morning, on the street. But it appears that the temple itself doesn't have a lot of activity. With a 16, though, I will say that you notice... you notice one of the figures from the bar not far behind you. They're just kind of walking up the street.
But I don't notice this.
Correct.
Okay.
I will kind of nudge Bravar and kind of point behind us, signal that there's someone possibly trailing us.
I immediately pick up this signal and kind of suggest we should hide. Or so I'd say to you hey, let's kind of hide and then catch this guy by surprise who's following us.
But he might not be following us.
I thought that's
right now. He just kind of looks like he's walking up the street.
Yeah.
But you notice him because he was, or at least
he was
Orok noticed him because he was also in the tavern with you guys.
Here. Should we just walk into the temple?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Well, walk into the temple, see.
Okay.
Or I guess are the doors open? They're not locked.
They're not locked.
Okay.
So you enter into the Temple of the Allhammer. It is one of the only stone buildings in Palebank Village, which makes it stand out amongst the other wooden buildings next to it. The interior walls are carved with different depictions of all sorts of elves and dwarves, and just people working and creating, like a tapestry of artists, carved into the walls and ceilings with a number of smaller statues and idols that line the wall. You don't see anybody in here at the moment. It's pretty quiet.
Oh, okay. But dude doesn't come in behind us or anything at all.
How long do you wait?
I'll just kind of like walk around the temple, just kind of looking around for like just a couple minutes.
Okay.
I'm down to like do like an investigation or a perception check or something. Just look around, see if there's anything notable.
just see if there's anything notable like in the temple.
Okay, go ahead. Both of you guys make your choice: perception or investigation.
Nat 20, 22.
Wow.
13.
I'm dialed in right now. Bravar is dialed in.
Okay, so all of the statues that are in the room are very, very intricately carved, and you can tell made by dwarven hands. The detail on these like faces of some of the statues are like so detailed that you're not sure if it's a petrified person or not. But you do gather that they are probably statues. A minute or two does pass before the front door to the temple opens, and that figure does enter.
I hide. As soon as this person enters, I hide.
Make a stealth check.
Can I do a stealth check? Okay.
Could I as well?
You can.
17.
17.
Or wait, 16.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Okay. So dirty 20, sorry, what did you get, Bravar?
16.
16, okay. Alright. He enters into the room, the two of you taking cover wherever you can. I'll say that from your vantage points, you can see him. He kind of walks in, his hands behind his back, and he just kind of looks like he's looking around, taking a look at the walls.
I'll do a perception check, see what he looks like.
Okay.
12. Dang. I'm like rolling mid.
12?
Not good or bad, just mid.
Okay. You see a 6'1" human male. His nose looks to be like broken, or like at least looks to have been broken in the past. Like his nose is all sorts of messed up. He has a scar on each eyebrow. He's missing his lower left canine tooth. And he has got this like short, greasy black hair, and he's wearing ringmail armor. And he's just kind of looking around.
There's nothing about him like sticks out.
Aside from what you've noticed already, no.
Okay. I just kind of sit there. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a second. Jack can take over.
No, you're good.
We shall transition here to the docks.
Okay.
You guys exit through the north gate of the town, descending down a 15-foot staircase carved into a small ice cliff down to a snowy, sandy beach where there are about a dozen docks. You can see a dozen or so ships, mostly fishing vessels, currently docked. But there are some people on the docks. It's still pretty early. you can see stuff. You're not that far from town, just on the outside of the walls, really.
Also, we are at the docks?
Yep.
Okay. For a moment as we're walking towards it, I would probably stop and I just stare out into the ocean with a look. I would probably say it would need an insight to really tell what I'm thinking.
Kifik, roll insight for me.
All right, here we go. 6.
Haha, nope.
I would say for 6 though, it's definitely not a look of happiness, but something else.
I get it. You want to leave. I've seen that look before.
You see me and turn and look at you with this deadpan face with this scar across my face. And I say, that's not it at all. And then I keep on walking.
Right. And I'll follow along.
Okay, so what are you guys doing at the docks?
I would just like to see who's all here. Just kind of keep an eye out. I remember from the bartender that we're looking for a semi-short female and a kind of tall male, little buff. So I'm just gonna keep my eye out for them.
Okay. Both of you two can make perception checks as well.
Dirty 20.
15.
Dirty 20 and 15. Okay. Centaur, you don't seem to notice anybody of that description or the description that you heard. Kifik, you're, standing on the beach, just kind of looking out at all of the docks. You also don't see anybody that really fits this description. But you happen to glance back up the staircase that you were coming from, and see a figure just duck out of your vision at the top of the stairs. You saw a figure, like their head just above the staircase, basically, and then when you saw them, they just dipped away.
Centaur, don't make any sudden moves, but I think we might be followed.
Okay.
Just continue.
Alright.
And I'll continue down the dock, kind of keeping an ear out for something behind me.
Can you guys just give me a second here?
Okay. Transitioning again from the docks back into the temple. The two of you are hiding quietly and patiently with this burly, scarred human figure also in the temple with you who has not yet noticed your presence. What are the two of you doing?
I stay hidden.
Yeah, I'll stay here.
I just kind of observe.
Okay.
Yeah, see, just watch what he's doing.
He just kind of walks around the room just like you did, Auroch. He basically just walks in like a big circle around the room, just kind of looking around. Your guys' stealth checks were good enough where you stay out of his vision. And after doing just one kind of full look around the room, he makes his way back to the door, does one last look, and then exits back out the front.
I kind of like get out, go to wherever he is, and say, "Well, nothing's here."
Yeah, that was weird. Do you think we should probably give it a minute or two, let him just doesn't see us come out?
Yeah, let's do that.
Are there any other exits, I guess, besides that main door?
You do see like another door on the other side of the like interior of the temple, but that door is locked.
Oh, well, actually, what if we follow this guy?
Yeah, actually, we could. Yeah, let's follow him.
Yeah, so, yeah, I go to follow him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have both of you make stealth checks again.
21 again. Nice.
24.
Okay.
Nice.
You guys stay on his
We're a
trail.
good stealth group.
In the meantime, back at the docks, the two of you are continuing ahead, although you saw someone, or you swear you saw someone, behind you. Kifik and Centaur, what are the two of you doing?
As we're walking along, I say we should just go around a corner of a building. I was saying this quietly. Go around a corner of a building and just wait there and see if they try to pop her out.
Okay, so down here by the docks, there are only two buildings. There is like a fishing shack, basically, like that stores a bunch of like rods and fishing equipment, and then there is another smaller, larger building. Sorry, that has like extra wood and planks and things for repairing ships and the docks.
Okay.
Maybe we should pretend that we're going fishing, and I'll
Sure.
walk towards that fishing shed, just
Swimming.
kind of keeping an eye. I just want to check as we get close. Can I just make a quick glance again and see if they're following behind us?
Sure.
Perception?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. It's an 11.
You do not see them at the moment.
All right.
You barely saw them before.
Okay.
Is there, by chance, anyone here that I may know? For the years I've been coming back here?
I'm gonna say not at the moment.
Alright. To the fishing shack, then.
To the fishing shack.
Okay. The two of you enter the fishing shack. There's two other people in here who are kind of like wearing common clothes, and they seem to be like tying rods and lures to get ready for a fishing outing. And they greet you happily when you enter. Although, yeah, never mind.
Excuse me. Could you spare some of your time, please?
A gnomish fellow who's got this small little rod and some string says, yeah, what can I do for you?
Do you spend a lot of time here?
You mean in this building, or what do you mean?
Just around the docks. Do you fish?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd say so.
Have you noticed anything off? Any muggings or any sort of dastardly things
You know,
going on?
come to think about it, I haven't seen anything personally myself, but one of my friends got robbed a few nights ago.
Oh no! Was it here?
Yeah, he was doing a late night fish just at the end of one of the docks, and he he said some thug with the scars on his eyebrows punched him in the face and shook his pockets.
Or, well, thank you. Sorry to keep you.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome. Good luck. He looks a little confused, like he wasn't expecting his morning fishing to be interrupted by an adventurer asking questions.
While that conversation's going on, I literally lay on the floor right to where the door is, and I'm looking under the crack of the door.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
14.
14. You see a pair of feet approaching.
I stand up and stand next to the door, and I just put my hand on my short sword.
Okay. The door swings open again, and entering through the door is a woman, a human woman, about 5'3" ish, with freckles on the nose and light brown hair that is tied back in a ponytail. Her eyes are looking over her dirty nose, and she kind of looks around at all of you. She's carrying a fishing rod, and as soon as the door opens, she looks to her right and sees you. Well, looks kind of down at you, Centaur, and says, "Hello. Thanks for holding the door open for me."
You're welcome.
She strolls past you.
At that point, I would exit the fishing shack, and I would just go to the corner of the building that we came from.
Okay. You duck outside the building again.
I'm gonna wrap it up with the gnome that I'm speaking with. And I'm just gonna kind of stand back a little bit. I'm a little curious. You said the human woman had a fishing rod already?
Yeah, she's holding a... She walks in past Centaur towards a small, like, table. And she sits down and she sets a rod down. And she takes a small, like, tackle box, it looks like, out of a pouch on her side. And sets it down on the desk next to her. Starts fiddling with the two.
Intriguing. Well, I'm not gonna ask any more questions. I'm gonna just head out of the shed, and I'll head down to where the gnome said his friend got robbed. Maybe there's some sort of evidence that I can find down there.
Okay. Okay, so both of you now exit from the actual fishing shack. Having only entered for a brief moment, we are going to transition for a moment back to the other two. Auroch and Bravar, you are following this figure through the streets of Palebank. Your stealth checks were both good enough before, or I'm not going to have you reroll. You follow him for about 10 minutes as he eventually just kind of walks to a 2-story cabin, takes a key out of his pocket, unlocks the door, and enters. And you see that there's like a staircase up to the second floor. So you're what you assume is that it's like a duplex sort of thing, like a cabin and then another cabin that different people live in, built on top of that one. But he opens the door to the first level.
I look at you and I say, I'm pretty good at climbing stuff. I think I could sneak and break into that house. What do you think?
Well, we only need to get into the first level.
I'm kind of disappointed because I was just looking for an excuse to climb something, but I say, okay, yeah, we could probably do that too.
Well, do we want to break into this dude's house? We don't know if he's doing anything.
Well, I tell you, my natural tendency is to just break into people's houses, if I'm being honest. So I'm open to whatever you're doing if you want to do something different.
Well, it's not anything new for me.
Oh, yeah, that makes me pretty happy.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, so I guess we try to break into this guy's house.
Okay, so what are the two of you doing to break into this guy's house?
If he's got like a window or something, I could sneak through.
Let me see here.
Okay. Before we go in, I want to turn to you and ask, why are we going to break? Is there a reason why we need to do this?
I look at you and I say, there's really no reason, but
To answer the question about windows,
No.
there's one window on the left side of the building on the first floor, and there is another window on the right side of the building on the first floor.
I kind of just look at you and say, listen, man, I've been itching to do this for a minute. It's been too long since I've done a good break-in. So I say, go in. This guy looks like a robber or anything like that, or a thief. We get out. Or like, if he's not, we get out. But if he is, a criminal, we apprehend him.
How do we tell if he's a criminal? Are we just gonna ask him, hey, you a criminal?
We could spy on him for a bit. He's got like, more wealth or treasures than it looks like a normal guy should have.
Yes, I'm pretty stealthy, so.
All right, I say we break into this guy's house to see if he's the guy who's been breaking into people's houses.
Okay.
So how are the two of you going to go about doing that?
Wait, you said there was a window?
There are two windows, one on the left side of the house and one on the right side of the house. And then there's the front door as well.
I'll attempt to go through the left window.
I'll just follow behind you.
So you approach the window and try to open it. I want you to make a stealth check, first of all.
Okay. 12. Dang it, dude.
12? So...
Keep rolling so bad.
You don't make that much noise as you try to lift the window open from the outside, but you realize that the window is shuttered and latched from the inside.
Oh, damn.
However, it does look like you could probably pick the window.
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
Okay, make a Thieves' Tools check, which is Sleight of Hand.
Okay. I have like Thieves' Tools or something? I have a Thieves' Tool.
If you don't have Thieves' Tools, you can't do this.
Oh, cool.
I don't.
Ooh, 20. Dirty 20.
Okay, so you do have Thieves' Tools?
Yes.
Okay. You unlatch the window. With a 20, I'll say that you do it exceptionally quietly as well. The window is
I kind of
unlocked.
look at you. Right. I look at you and motion you to come in.
I'll come over. Do I need to do like a stealth check for going
I'll say that
through?
you guys
or-
are both near the window that is unlocked.
Okay, near. Okay. We're gonna come to that.
So I'm ready to go in.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
Okay, I hop in. I do I have to do another stealth check?
You're just jumping through the window, the left side window.
Yeah, like a cool like somersault, like Catwoman type of somersault.
Okay.
This could go so right or so wrong.
Let's have you make a stealth check. Yeah.
Okay. Wrath, 13. God, I keep rolling so bad on these. Damn it. I have like a
13.
+7, so like I've been getting low rolls for all of these, and I'm just.
Okay. 13. You somersault through the window and land with like down on one knee with your hand on the floor. And you see that this room is about 30 feet by 25 feet wide. There is a bearskin rug in the middle of the room. On the far end of the room, you see two human-sized beds with a trunk between them. To your left, there is a roaring fireplace with a warm fire. And then on the right side of the room, you also see a table with a few chairs and a stool with that figure sitting at the end of the table with his back towards you.
Oh. Okay. And was the stealth check just for going into the building, or?
The
I
stealth
do
check
another one?
was for just going through the window.
Okay.
There is about a 25-foot gap between you and this figure who is sitting. He's kind of like hunched over something at his, or at this table. You can't see because it's on the other side of him.
At this point, what's Jack's character again? Auroch. It wouldn't do me any good to talk to him, so I'm just gonna hide in the room. Like I'm gonna like try to like blend into the wall, kind of thing.
Okay, make
Like
a
I'm gonna try
stealth
to
check.
hide in the shadows, so like the fireplace, the shadows of the fireplace, like those shadows.
I see. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Yes, finally, 24.
Okay. You feel pretty well hidden. Auroch, what are you doing?
And then I guess I just sit there and observe now.
So, can I like peek through the window, see what I see?
You peek through the window and you can see basically everything I described, except for Bravar, who is now hiding.
Yeah, I'll climb through the window as well, and then hide.
Make 2 stealth checks. One for climbing through the window, one for hiding in the room. And you have to tell me where you hide in the room. Are you going to hide in the exact same spot Bravar is in? Because there's not a lot. It's a pretty small room.
I already said it, so I'm sticking with it.
Come on, Auroch.
For climbing through the window, I rolled a 21.
Okay.
Yup.
And then,
Nice.
I guess are there like curtains?
No, it's shutters.
Shutters. Is there anywhere really I can hide easily?
The closest place. So
You said there's like beds, right?
yeah. So there are 2 places that you can see at the moment. You could either run to the other side of the fireplace, but to do that you'd have to run in front of the fire, so you'd be like messing with the shadows and that sort of thing. Or you could try to run across the room towards him and get to the other side of the bed. But otherwise, it's just like it's a pretty basic cabin.
Yeah. I'll go. Can I like go through the window and like can I roll on the ground to like roll under the bed?
So you're already through the window.
Yeah.
So you want to try to roll across the ground to get to the bed. So you'll be rolling
like-
across the entirety of the floor. By the way, I just want to say that through the middle
wait,
of the room.
Oh, God.
So the window that you crawled through is on the opposite wall of the two
Yeah.
beds.
I'll just go, not like cutting it across, but like straight to the other side, because you said that didn't mess with the fire.
If you dash straight across the room, swiftly and quietly enough, you may be able to duck under the bed before he notices.
I will try and do that.
I'm gonna give you
Oh,
another
no.
stealth check, but this time I want you to roll with disadvantage.
That's fair. That's not terrible, but not great. 13?
Oh no,
13?
bro. That's not gonna work.
We might be cooked here, folks.
So you were trying to go quickly, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So you creep through the window and you see a good hiding spot across the room underneath the bed. You see the bare carpet between you and that, so you're like, okay, instead of stepping on the creaky floorboards, I'm going to step on the carpet. So you push off and go, and as your foot steps down on the carpet, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Uh, 18?
18.
Yeah.
You step down and catch yourself just in time as you feel the carpet give way, as it seems like there's nothing beneath the bearskin carpet or the bearskin rug. And there seems to be like a pit or hole of some sort beneath it that you almost fall into. That being said, you catch yourself and right yourself, but your foot lands hard on the wood behind where you step, and the figure at the table turns and looks over and says, "What the hell? How did you get? Who are you? How did you get in here?" And he like stands up now and is like starting to walk towards you angrily. "Who the fuck are you?" He's like stomping around the bearskin rug. He looks at the rug and then looks at you. Are you doing anything?
Can I... Can I, like... So the rug is, like, covering what seems to be, like, a hole?
Yeah, it appears, yeah.
Can I, like, kick it off? Or, like, quick move it? And see in it?
Make a athletics check.
16?
16. You kick the carpet away, and you notice that the carpet was actually like sort of pinned to the floorboards, so that way it doesn't just fall. Like there's some pressure keeping it up. But you kick it away, and you see that there's about a 5 foot wide, a 5 foot by like 5 foot wide hole in the ground with just some like rock and wood splinters in the bottom. It looks real nasty. It does not look good if you would have fallen in there. And as you kick it away, this guy grabs you by your cloak and he says, "How the hell did you get in here? Who are you?"
I'm just looking for information.
"Oh yeah? About what?"
Well, there were some robberies that had happened, and I noticed you were tailing me earlier.
"Yeah, 'cause I was gonna ask about the robberies, but couldn't find you when you went into the temple. Were you hiding from me?"
I, yes, I was.
Why is that?
Because I thought you were about to rob me.
You see him, he kind of looks at you a little closer. Why did you think I was about to rob you?
Because I just saw you in the tavern. The barkeep, I don't know if you heard, the barkeep had told us there were some shady robberies going on by the temples. Someone was following me. I'm by the temple. Maybe they're gonna rob me.
How about I pose this question? Why is it that when you left that tavern, somebody was following you? You know why?
Why?
Because you were asking some questions you shouldn't have. And he is going to try to clock you straight in the face with his fist.
I jump in. I try to do a sneak
you
attack.
to roll initiative with advantage. Just to you, Bravar.
Because I have a sneak attack thing.
Yep.
It says you don't need advantage on the attack roll if they're within 5 feet or that enemy, or blah blah. I don't know.
You still have to.
Does that have
you
anything?
still have to roll initiative to see if you're faster than him punching.
Oh, okay. Okay, first one is 15. Oh, nat 20. 23.
23 for
Nice.
initiative. You definitely go first.
Okay.
So you see he's only about like 5 or 6 feet away from you. He's like got Auroch by the clothes, and he reaches back and looks like he's about to swing for a punch. What do you do?
Shoot, dude, I wanted to talk to this guy. Can I say something?
You could
Or
do
is this
you could
combat?
do non-lethal damage too.
You could also just talk for your turn if you want.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna attack this guy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna attack him with my dagger. And I'm gonna do a sneak attack.
Okay, so roll an attack with advantage because you are hidden.
Okay. First one is 8. Second one is 15.
15. 15 does hit, so go ahead and roll damage and add your sneak attack damage.
Okay. Dang it.
And
4
I just want to ask to clarify: is this lethal or non-lethal?
non-lethal. 4. Okay, I do 6 damage. Damn, that's kind of lame.
6 damage. Okay. You burst from the shadows near the fireplace and drive the pommel of your dagger into this guy's rib cage. He reacts and lets go of Auroch, and he says, "What the hell is this?" And then he's going to try to make 2 attacks, one with his fist against you, Bravar, and one with his other fist against Auroch.
Could I roll initiative or?
You can, but unless you roll pretty good, I assume you're gonna go second.
I rolled pretty shitty. 7. Nope. 8.
8. Okay. Bravar, he's attacking you first. He hits you. You take 3 points of damage as he punches you straight in the nose. And then he turns to you, Auroch. And he punches you in the gut for 3 points of damage as well. The air in your body is pushed out, and you start coughing a little bit. And he says, "Who the fuck do you think you are coming in here trying to... What, fight me? Do you even know who I am?"
I look at you and I say, "Motherfucker, I'm Bravar Shady Cloak. You know who the fuck I am?" And then, I don't know. Whatever Jack wants to say.
It is your turn next, Auroch.
Oh, it is? Okay. Well, he just punched me. I don't have my sword equipped. So, I'm just gonna punch him back.
Make an unarmed strike.
That's 15.
15 does hit.
Oh, nice. Uh, okay, so on my thing it doesn't say a dice, it just says 3.
Damage for an unarmed strike is 1 plus your strength bonus.
Oh, okay. Then 3.
Yeah. So you smack him across the jaw for 3 points of damage as well. Do you say anything? Do you do anything else?
I'm just gonna say no, I'm not gonna say anything. I just want to beat him up because he hit me. Non-lethal damage.
Okay. Braveheart, it is your turn again.
I say with deception. Oh, crap. I say, listen, man, if you're willing to talk, we don't have to fight.
Are you going
That's
to
what I
do
say.
anything on your turn, or are you just going to hold there?
Crap, dude. I feel, yeah. Wait. This whole non-lethal thing. Does that mean like if we take away all of his hit points, he doesn't die?
He will be
He just goes
unconscious, not dead.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm just gonna attack him with my dagger again. I'm gonna try to do like a little like quick stabby stab thing in his like thigh.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
His left thigh. Hit is 23.
Nice.
Or
23
DC.
does hit, and because you are within 5 feet of an ally, you can roll sneak attack damage again.
Cool. 4, and then, dang, 5 damage total.
Okay.
I rolled the least amount I possibly could.
Okay. You stab him in the leg a little bit. It comes back around to his turn, and he says, "Maybe you should have talked to me when you saw me following you from the temple, eh?" And he takes out a mace from his belt.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
And that's his turn. He used his action to take out his weapon. Orok, it's back to your turn.
I want to ask him what's with. Is it a free action to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. What's with the trap that was under the rug?
It's for people like you who are uninvited.
Fair, to be honest.
Why
I'm not gonna lie.
trap? He's up to something. I will grab my weapon as well for my action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Braveheart, back to your turn.
We seem like we're talking. We're having a conversation, so I'll join in. I'll say, listen, man, lay down your weapon, and we can just talk. And then, I like persuasion check, I guess.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check, sure.
16.
16. Are you going to attack him again?
If he's convinced, no.
So...
Or is that how it works?
His turn is next, so you can decide to attack him now, but he can't do anything until after you end your turn.
Okay, so yeah, I tell him this, and just as like a threatening, like, you should listen to me, I do an unarmed strike. 6.
To hit?
DC. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he kind of blocks the blow with his arm. And he says, it comes back around to his turn, and he says, "If we're just trying to talk, then why are you still swinging at me?" And he's going to make 2 attacks, one with his mace,
Okay.
Against each of you. That is let's let's see. He's attacking Bravar first. Beats on your armor class.
Oh, God, I'm gonna die.
So he hits you for 7 points of bludgeoning damage. The mace strikes you right in the side, and then he recoils and swings at you, Auroch, and only gets a 6, which I believe is a miss.
Oh yeah.
He swings at you, and you just kind of push your hips out of the way. And then it is your turn, Auroch.
Damn, I don't know if there's any talking this guy down. Well,
I'll say before your turn starts, after he hits Bravar, he says, "I'll give you one more chance to get out of here before I make both of you really regret it."
and Bravar, like, can he respond if I ask him a question?
Yeah, it's your turn, so I'll say sure.
Okay. Well, Bravar, should we just head out?
Like my eyes wide, like gut is spushing out of my chest. I'm like, yeah, let's get the hell out of here, bro.
This
And then-
this guy is going to, assuming that you are in fact gonna leave. He sidesteps and opens his front door, and you hear
sweet.
you hear a bell chime as the door opens.
Is it a store?
No, it looks like just a humble log cabin, but
Oh,
they
but
appear
he
to have
just had a bell?
installed a bell above their
Okay.
door.
A lot of safety precautions. Okay. And yeah, I'll willingly just start walking out and leave.
Okay. The two of you exit. One of you literally bleeding into the snow. From this moment, we are actually going to battered, bruised, a couple of you exiting this cabin that you broke into uninvited, trying to gather information on this very unique individual. We are going to draw the session to a close, as we have been playing for quite a little while. But yeah, that was a very fun first session, everyone. The next session will be on August 18th at the same time, same place. You can find us on Twitch. And then a couple days after today, I will be posting the VOD of this stream on YouTube. So if you missed it on Twitch, you will be able to find it on YouTube a couple days later. And just remember, if you guys liked the music that we use in the background, there are links to it in the description or on the Twitch page to purchase if you like it. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you all for watching, and have a good evening.